will want to think about are like, how did you come to know of this problem? Like, I'm basically going to paint you a vignette of like something happening, and then you just will need to figure out like how people all got together and found out about the event. Okay, so let's see. We begin in small town Erie, Illinois, in the year 1987. Traveling down Main Street, you can see the Cineplex is playing Harry and the Hendersons and Jaws 2: The Revenge. Continuing on, you can see the flicker of the arcade machines just inside Aurelio's Pizzeria as Dot of Dot's Diner writes out the specials on her sign. Small crowd waits in line outside of Mr. Swirly's Ice Cream. A rusty tow truck sits parked next to a payphone outside the local 76 gas station, and Dan Thompson, the local mechanic, grabs a glass bottle out of the weathered 7-Up machine next to the garage. Moving off down a side street, Amanda Bennett steps onto a ladder in the living room of her newly purchased old Victorian, surrounded by unopened moving boxes, plastic sheeting, and a freshly opened can of paint. As she works, the sun begins to drop and turn orange, throwing shadows across the room. The hairs on the back of her neck begin to prickle, and the door leading into the hall swings open, revealing only the hallway behind it. There is a rush of footsteps as something strong and unseen barrels into the ladder, sending Amanda crashing. The covered couch slams back against the wall, and the plastic sheeting rises up, closing in around her. Amanda snaps out of it, bolting for the door, feeling something just behind her as she makes it out of the door and down the driveway, off to find help. So then we begin with just outside the Victorian house. So it is a little bit later, and there is our house. You guys are
That's
all
really
sitting
cool.
outside of. How was that? Was it okay so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said
All
the
right.
70s? What was the time period?
So it's actually 1987.
Okay.
So it's, like 80s and late 80s. And let's see.
What was the
So outside,
city?
there is Sheriff Joe Davis, and he is kind of on patrol. He's just kind of like finishing up like an investigation in the doorway. Yeah. So that's really all you see. And I'm not sure where you guys are coming in from. If you meet outside like the front, or
I'll be at the arcade.
You'll be at the arcade.
Yeah.
All right. So
where was it on the map here? Is it on the
so
map?
that is H.
Oh, so I'm not even close to the. Okay.
Mason House.
Okay.
So that Victorian building's actually basically very far from most things.
Yep.
Where'd you say the sheriff was?
So the sheriff is just kind of he is outside the front of the house. He is writing on a pad of paper and just kind of like shaking his head, almost in like disbelief.
Does he phone in to the department or anything?
He does look like he's about to like head out. So yeah, I mean he looks like he's closing up. Didn't really didn't look like he was expecting to find anything. Doesn't think that anything really happened.
Doesn't he
But,
see the woman
uh,
walk out of the building or run out of the building?
well, let's figure out first, like, how you guys, like, how did you possibly find out about this? Like, how did you end up being outside this house?
Oh, we're all outside this house. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're okay.
No, yeah, okay. I know for a fact that my character is just sort of like been keeping an ear to the ground in the whole town because her whole thing, I don't know. Are we doing like character backstories or no?
Yeah, this is kind of like, so this first session it's a little bit backstory heavy, just in
Yeah.
figuring out like how do people actually know each other. So I guess the way to get started is introduce your character to everybody else. Like give kind of like a just a summary of like what type of character you have, and then yeah, I guess let's do that first. Let's just everybody introduce their character to everybody else, and then we'll go around and figure out like how do these two people know each other. Like you should know, you should have in your own mind a reason that you're hanging out with both of these particular people.
Okay.
All right, so let's just do introductions first. Um, I think Scott started, so I'll just let him do kind of like an intro to his stuff first.
All right. And my character's name is Atlas Goodwin. It's from
Ooh.
Britain. He is a monster hunter, I guess you could say. He works for a certain large organization that tries to manipulate and kind of keep the balance between the monsters and regular people. So I assume he's here to find a certain type of creature or something to take out.
Back to the organization.
Oh, he's gonna get rid of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's basically like a foot soldier for this group.
Got it.
And I think actually at the beginning of this, never mind. I'll let you go. Sorry.
I'm good. That's as much as I want to tell at the moment.
Cool. And then we have got what is it? We got Sarah Connor.
Yeah, so it's Sarah Connor, no H on the Sarah, and Connor is with an A instead of a second O. It's not spelled the same way as the Terminator character, but it is in reference to the Terminator character.
Nice.
Sarah is she writes a quarterly zine, and it's a like tabloid style monster zine. And she started on the East Coast, has been moving slowly west, tracking different monsters and different stories about monsters. So she came to this town because she got a hot tip on some activity, and that's why she's here.
Awesome. All right. And then sorry, I forgot your character's name, Liz.
Oh, Dawn. Dawn Jacobs.
Yes.
She is a PI who is kind of grew up around Illinois, who is secretly a werewolf. So, like, I feel like she would read Sarah's zine and,
Yeah.
like, believe most of it and be like, fuck, because she's trying to find stuff. And I think she's trying to figure out how to, like, deal with her predicament. So she uses her supernatural abilities for good and trying to like solve some shit. Yeah, I don't know what all else.
It's good. You did good.
Yay.
Am I last?
Yeah.
You are next.
Okay, so am I speaking in my 10-year-old perspective or am I speaking in adult perspective? Good thought.
Could be out of
I-
character.
Love that.
I think you could do either, Melee, whichever you think is more to your character.
Okay.
I like character voices. That's fine. You can do it.
I'm gonna try my best, but I'm not good at it.
Okay, because I feel like I need to speak out of context as well, just so it makes more sense. But speaking in a 10-year-old voice or like a 10-year-old perspective makes a lot more sense. Because I'm 10, okay, and I'm really smart. I know what I'm doing.
What's your character's name?
My name is Naomi, and this is Mr. Snuggles. Isn't he cute?
What is it a stuffed something?
He's a stuffed teddy bear.
Oh.
And Mr. Snuggles and I have been together since I was a baby, but Mom and Dad moved me here with my grandma because I got in some trouble in my old hometown. And now I'm here. But it's okay because Mr. Snuggles is with me. And he tells me that if I help him, I'll get something really good at the end. He says that he promises me that I'll get all my wishes and all of my dreams will come true as long as I help him. But sometimes the things that Mr. Snuggles makes me do, they're not always nice things. But I go with it. It's okay. Mr. Snuggles and I, we'll be okay. Okay, so speaking in context, adult me now.
I love this.
So I have a cute, cuddly teddy bear that I believe is possessed by a demon.
Yeah, your character freaks me out. I gotta be honest.
So I made a pact with a demon when I was a child.
Oh God, you're still a child.
I love it.
Right? Yeah.
As long as I help him go back to his body, wherever it is, he gives me powers in exchange. But someday I'll have to pay the price for all the powers that I'm using.
Oh good.
Not always good things. But I mean, hey, I can do cool stuff. Pew pew. I'm a 10-year-old. What else do I know?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I want to tell you right now, my character thinks your character is full of shit. Like I think I'm gonna play it that way because you are the one who has like the most real supernatural thing going on, and she like doesn't believe it at all. And my character writes like fake monster stories all the time.
You're right.
Okay.
I love this.
Ratings.
You gotta.
Most people shit going on. Yeah, nah, that's not real.
Like her eyes are glowing. It's fine. It's a trick.
It's like whenever you shine a light at a cat's eyes. Yeah, it's just that.
Yeah, it's just that.
Yeah. But Mr. Snuggles is a demon, and I'm on the journey to reunite him with his body. But little do I know he's a demon. I just trust him because he's a cute teddy bear.
I think it's great.
Mr. Snuggles is really EG because EG couldn't join us. So
Oh, I love it.
yeah, so her and I were like, how could I like incorporate her some way to play the game with me if she's not here? So I call her Teddy Bear, and so I'm like, yeah, an evil teddy bear that makes you kill people. Great. Great.
I love this. I love this representation.
This is fine.
It is fine.
Yeah. It's just an evil kid that like kills people. Okay, so I am just checking something really quick. How do Okay, so Naomi,
Question.
how
So the woman, she ran out of her house. Is this a thing that's happening right now, or did it happen in the past and we're just gonna go look at the house?
That's a good question. So it happened last night, and
Okay.
the neighbor heard it and has reported it to the police as she has not come back.
Okay.
The neighbor heard screaming, and the police have been called, and You're,
get a text on my cell phone, and I start going that direction. So I'll be there.
so let's figure out, like, how did you hear about this? Like,
It's
would that
secret.
be
I have ways of hearing things.
I
That's cool.
feel like. Oh, sorry.
there's
Also,
like
quick question, Scott. Are you pretty open about the fact that you're a monster hunter?
Yes.
Okay, good to know. Good.
how do you feel about that?
I only go after who I'm supposed to go after.
Oh, I haven't said shit
You know
about what the
about
fuck I am.
Dawn?
Dun, dun, dun.
I haven't said shit. I'm just a PI. That's all you guys fucking know.
These adults are funny.
So we've actually got let's see. We've got a Spooky and a Flake. They have actually got moves that are like I'm trying to go over your character sheets to see if you picked them, but
I think I know what you're talking about. I have one that's the connect the dots move.
very stir. Okay, let's look at that real quick because that's kind of some of these like start the adventure off basically and point your investigation.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got connect the dots, which is that is not.
I have it in front of me if you want me to read it.
Yeah, I was like, I have it in front of me too.
Mine is at the beginning of each mystery, I can look for wider patterns that the current events might be a part of. I roll plus sharp. On a 10 plus, I hold 3 and I can ask 3 mystery related questions. I assume I'd be talking to the policeman like outside of the house because it says, is this person connected to current events? When and where will the next critical event occur? What does the monster want from this person? Is this connected to previous mysteries we have investigated? And how does this mystery connect to the bigger picture? So it seems like, because it's our first mystery, I think a lot of these aren't as relevant, but they could be useful for pointing us in the right direction. What did you have, Maylee?
I have the sight. I can see invisible things, especially spirits and magical influences. I can communicate with them, even make deals with them and the spirits I see. If they give you more opportunities to spot clues when I investigate a mystery. So I don't have the start one.
Okay. So
Chris, I think your goal is to get us together, right? All in the same place?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
So
decide
basically I need
how
like
that
a
happens.
reason to have everybody arrive. I mean, it could be as simple as like somebody called somebody that is connected to somebody else and like for Scott, like it's up to you guys whether you know sorry, if you know Atlas previously. I would imagine for him this
I would know
might
who they
have
are,
even been like
some of them.
signed to him through his like group
Like
through
the
like
corporation.
contact. But like as far as having a spooky kid show up just like randomly at the same time, like we got to figure out a reason for like
Everyone's there.
I could just be passing by. You know how kids are kind of curious and kind of
You said
nosy.
that you lived here, actually, right? So maybe you sensed something.
Oh.
Or maybe the demon told you to be there.
Yeah, I could see your demon being like, we need to go here or whatever.
Go here. Okay.
Hey.
I want to hear
right.
you do like the deepest voice.
oh
Oh.
Go
all right
here.
and then are Dawn and Sarah, are they friends?
I'd say they'd be contacts. They'd be acquaintances. I don't think they'd be
For
friends.
sure. Like, not necessarily friends, but like Dawn probably wrote into Sarah being like,
Come to
maybe
this
like,
town.
yeah, come to Silent Hill. No.
Come to Silent Hill. Shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see it being a thing where my character, she writes a zine. It is sort of like what do you call it? Like not an inquisitor. What's the one that you see at like the grocery store? What was it?
Oh, sorry, like the Quibbler and like Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
like the Quibbler and Harry Potter. Like it's read by people, but it's not like noteworthy. It's not something that like
It's like
is
4chan.
yeah, it's not like
level.
respectable. So the other idea I had if she wasn't going to be writing a zine, but I decided to go with the zine because of the time period Chris wanted, was she was going to be like the creator and moderator of like a monster board, like a forum like BBS type board. But I decided to go with zine because it made more sense to the plot. But yeah, so it's like really like tabloidy, like not sort of stuff, like, you know, very very like doctored photo sort of thing, and like she has a guy who does that, like
Not a guy.
yeah, sort of
Yeah,
stuff. But I could see Liz's character calling me up and being like, hey, so this town's kind of weird, and like my character is like, sure, let's go, like immediately. So maybe I'm crashing on Liz's couch or something.
Okay. Well, let's have you do if you've got connect the dots, why don't you do a roll and
Okay.
we'll kind of go from there. We'll kind of figure out maybe some information that you
Okay.
have.
I'm gonna do my rolly boy. Let's see. Hold on. Here we go. I will throw 1, and it's a 3 plus sharp. Yeah. So it would be a 5, which I think
You
is a
actually
fail.
roll 2d6 at a
Oh,
time.
I roll 2? Oh.
Yep.
I didn't know that. How do I go back?
Just
Okay.
click.
That
on
makes
it.
Roll a
so
3.
much better.
So you
Died.
click on the. There you go.
Oh, I get it now. Okay, so that'd be a 7. I think
Okay.
it's a hold 1. So
Okay. So let's see what we got here. And a 7-9. So that means you get to ask basically one.
I can ask one question. So I feel like me and Liz would be like rolling up to the mansion probably together, and Liz is like a PI, so maybe she knows the policeman.
I 100% have a like police radio scanner and listen for some shit. Like,
But
that is 100% what happened. Like, oh, hey, some shit's going on at the house. Let's go check it out.
So we're rolling up over there. So because you're a PI, that means you're not technically like a police person. Do they like know you and don't like you, or do they like not know who you are?
I love that idea of like, I'm gonna help you solve crime. Fuck off, Jacob.
And they're like,
no.
They're like, you again.
Yep. But like, I also want it to be like where like I've helped in the past, so like begrudgingly they're like, fuck, don't fuck this up. You're gonna make us look bad.
It's
but it was like once.
The one time you did a good.
Yeah.
So we could say for your connect the dots thing, like we could say that your interaction there was with the like what you're learning is from what came over like the police.
Oh,
radio.
cool. That'd be good.
That's how you.
So it would probably be the when and where would the next critical event occur, and it would be like shit's going down at this house. But do we hear about anything else going on, or is it just at the mansion right now?
I would say yes. I would say that you hear that that the woman at the house, Amanda, claimed that her painting supplies came after her.
Okay. I'm gonna keep notes. I have a little notebook.
So
You're so cute.
Knowing that and having that sound strange, I feel like that kind of fits into your.
Yeah, that would work. I'd say that that's good use of that move. Cool. Painting supplies.
Okay. So are they at the place?
So they pull up.
Outside?
Like, are you gonna just try and like storm past the cop?
Okay, so I'm gonna leave that one up to Liz because I don't know her relationship with the cop. Are we gonna try and like sneak in the back, or are we gonna try and like confront him and like talk our way through it?
Oh no, what's gonna happen is I'll walk up and I'll like start talking to the cop and asking him questions, and then it is totally your job to sneak into the house to see what the
Cool.
fuck happened.
I'm gonna do that. Or try to anyway.
Scott, you see these two, or I'm sorry, Atlas, you see these two just kind of like sitting maybe a little bit from the house and watching the same house that you've been assigned.
Across the street, maybe.
Yeah, so I mean, this could be an opportunity to
Okay, I have an idea. I'll walk up to them. They see a guy, maybe in the 30s. He has a tailored suit, green tie, short hair, just kind of dirty blonde. Walks up to them. Ladies, are you
Nice
interested?
tie.
And yeah,
Nice.
thanks. Are you interested in helping me out with this? I'm going to go up to the police guy, if you two want to follow, and I'm pretty sure I can get us in.
Sure.
All right. So
All
we
right.
go up.
I'll like
And
look at Sarah. This like rando guy is just gonna help us get in. Like thumbs up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like,
and I'm
I got no
already-
problem with this.
I'm already like halfway across the street.
All right, I mean, he's going. Like, I'm just gonna
I'll
keep
like
following
quicken
him.
my pace. Like shit, go.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
I walk
so
up to the police
Naomi,
officer.
where are you at?
Let's see. Mr. Snuggles and I are watching these adults talk. Mr. Snuggles says that I need to somehow get past these adults and get into the house somehow. So
Your character's creepy. That's fine. All right.
I feel like I would. I
love
feel
that,
like I
just
would
like-
know Naomi.
Me?
Yeah,
oh, you know me.
pretty sure. I
So
would.
do a let's see, do a are you trying to stay hidden from the group?
Yes.
Right. Do a roll against do a roll against what's your cool?
My cool is a -1.
No.
All right.
You are walking around with a teddy bear.
And a
So
little.
I would say Scott or Atlas sees you.
Oh
He wherever you're hidden at, he catches you out of the corner of his eye. So one thing that since you got this is the first failed roll, under the experience boxes, fill one of those in. When you get 5, you actually get a new power. Let me know if you fill in 5. Like as soon as you fill in 5, you level up and you get a new power.
no. Right.
Talking to her, right?
Oh no.
What?
You talking to
5?
her?
Yeah, to Naomi.
Yep.
Okay, so
So I call out, "Hey, Naomi, Naomi, would you like to join us?" Yeah, you're free to.
Can we just
Right.
Snuggles,
joining
Mr.
them?
Snuggles, he can come too.
1 second.
Mr. Snuggles, I think we should trust him. He's an adult. He can get us in.
And I
And
just
so-
keep walking.
Nodding and talking to Mr. Snuggles. And like
Yes.
very intently, like having deep conversations with him.
Chris,
oh my god. Yes.
I walk up to the police officer, and then I use my deal with agency for help to, deal with the police.
Okay. Let's
So it
look at
says
this real
requesting help or gear, making excuses, roll plus sharp, and a 10+, you're good. Request is okayed. 7 and 9, whatever, but I'll just roll in.
Roll high.
So let's see what my sharp is.
Well, okay, hold on a second, because that might be
I have -1 sharp actually.
Oh no! Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no!
You
Oh, no, I
roll
love
negative
this
1?
though.
No, I have
He
a.
he
It's
has a
4
negative.
total.
All right. So let's see what this does really quick.
Hmm.
On a
I feel
10
like my
plus.
agency is going to be very useless.
on a
Hey,
7,
police officer, I need to get in here. And he's gonna be like, fuck off.
Things aren't so great. But on a miss, you're screwed up. You might be suspended or under investigation.
Just
in the
suspicious.
doghouse.
Maybe it's because I'm there. I
All
fucked
right.
it up.
So
Liz like freezes.
Shit.
they
Okay.
yes. Like, how would you
I would
contact
text them or call them. I'm talking about the Goodwin Corporation. I think I made them too powerful in my story, but you know,
I mean, that's adjustable.
I have a question. So he failed this one, correct?
Right.
Is there any way for me to possibly interfere with them to help them get in? Because I can with my powers. So
Orbit or something?
I can encourage coincidences to occur the way
Just like low key on your own.
Yeah, you can. So let's figure out like Scott's or Atlas's item first. So I don't even know if you would actually be able, like, you could have tried to maybe call the agency ahead of time
sure.
to try and deal with this, like maybe
It's
get
up to
an
you.
officer there that's like friendly towards the organization.
Yeah.
But you basically get you end up calling at the wrong moment, and you end up getting chewed out as far as pestering them with
Remedial.
problems
Yeah.
at the wrong time,
That's up
and
to you.
they just end up telling you to fix your shit.
Sounds good.
Basically. All right, so this officer actually,
Is that Joe Davis?
that is Joe Davis,
Oh.
is packing up his stuff, and
I walk
he.
up to him.
All right.
Sheriff? Sheriff? You want to
What
respond?
are you doing here?
Like a dialogue together type of thing?
Sure. And so what are you trying to do?
Like in D&D,
Still
when
play it out. I'm just
you act as the sheriff and I act as my person. So we like a
yeah. So okay. So basically, what you do is, like, you could say that you're trying to charm him to like try and
so you just want to stick to
distract him to
skills,
get in
is
the
that what you're
house.
saying?
Like, you can once we do that, and like if you roll for it, then that kind of like, if the roll went good or the roll went bad, like we still do the interaction, but that kind of dictates like a little bit more of like how it went down versus, you see what I'm
Well, I
saying?
already did the agency thing and that failed, so I mean it's up to you how you want to handle. I'm just trying to make it interactive.
Makes sense. Okay, so let's say you are heading up towards him. You do catch his attention, and Naomi, what was the coincidence thing that you wanted to try?
I'd like to help Atlas.
Try and cause like, you can cause like a distraction. You can
Because I can
something like that where he gets like a call on the radio or something.
yeah.
Or you could just like you could try to barge right in.
That'll be my last resort. Distraction. But I think I'll try and push for the sudden phone call for him to leave.
Okay. Well, it's 1980s, so it's horrible cell
Ooh,
phones.
sudden radio call. He's got a radio.
Yeah,
That's
walkie-talkie.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't think
So,
of the
let's
time
do
period.
what is that listed under? What does it say to roll against?
Yes.
Probably weird, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. What's
You're
your
pretty good
weird?
at weird though.
My weird is a +2.
Wow.
All right. That's pretty awesome.
Wow.
Let's roll against that.
I'm weird stuff. So what am I supposed to do to roll?
So
So what you do is- I'll let Chris explain.
That's cool. So you you're already on the site, so you double click on the 6 dice. So you want 2 of those.
Okay.
There you go, and then you click on the throw button.
Hey.
And you got an 8 plus 2, so you got a 10.
Hey.
That's good.
Okay, so
I
yeah.
get a hold 2.
Yes, you do. All right, so let's look at that real quick.
Yeah.
So
Does it
I
say
think
that you get like
doesn't that
special
mean that
things
she
on a
can
hold?
use-
Yes, I get to spend these things on my hold, so I can do 2 things. I would like.
Do you have to do them all now, or can you save one for later?
I don't know.
She does have to do them all now.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to interfere with Mr. Police Officer. So I feel like I want to set in walkie-talkie call. Go away. Go away, mister.
Okay.
Just go away.
What the heck? All right.
Firecracker.
The hospital's on fire.
All right.
You have to go. You specifically now.
Pew. It causes fire elsewhere.
All right. So I want to say from where you're sitting, you can hear over the radio that he's getting a call in for some TPers out in the neighborhood, and you can hear him swearing as he heads off towards the backyard, like cutting across around the side of the house and the backyard. Like maybe sounds like he's got a couple of kids that he's had a bit of a rivalry with that he's been trying to catch for the last couple months. Being neighbor's house. All right. So
You get to do one more thing.
all right. What else do you want to do?
Is he still there, Mr. Police?
What are the other options?
So the policeman is actually gone.
No, he ran away.
Yeah, he is off on like some TPers. He didn't even see. I guess he just assumed that you guys were maybe just like walking.
I'm going inside that house.
Then I
Make
would
the door blow open.
I would like to find something that let's see. The target loses something that I will find soon. So if the police officer leaves something for me. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Because I guess my question is, can my fellow friends keep the forwards that I give them? Because I can help hunters by giving them +1s for forwards by interfering with their enemies, or interfering with others, or interfering with hunters. But I don't need to hurt anybody right now, and I don't really. Does anybody need a forward right now? You know,
I mean, it couldn't hurt.
because I wanted to know if we could bank it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If there is like an item that you need, that can definitely be used to like, oh, that actually just kind of happens to be in this spot. There just happens to be enough of whatever, or like, yeah, you can use it to protect somebody. Like, I don't know, there's something heavy up on a shelf, like a statue or something like that, and like a monster's coming towards another player. Like you can cause that to actually like drop on them, at just as they're walking under it at the right point, like that kind of stuff.
Okay. Since I don't need anything, can we bank the +forwards?
No. So the holds are pretty much there's like there's two different ways. There's like a forward and there's a hold. And if it's a forward, it just applies to like this next roll. And the holds are pretty much just as long as it's relevant,
Okay.
right? So like if you were walking into say like a forest clearing and you do a roll for like investigating a bad situation or read a bad situation, like you could find that there are maybe like tripwires or something set up or like eyes so that you know exactly where the monster is at. Like if you act on that and avoid going the direction directly like the monster is in, that would give you the basically the holds are acting on that information that you just received.
I see. Okay. Then, yeah, I'll leave it like that. Then I will. The target, Mr. Police Officer, loses something that I will find very soon.
Okay. So you actually just happen to see that as he's taken off, you can see that he's left his flashlight just like on the railing.
Ooh.
Dude, those things are like fucking small clubs.
Yeah,
Those flashlights
Yeah, they are.
intense.
Actually,
bludgeoning flashlight.
that's one of my gear.
Bad
'Cause I have
ones, oh,
I have a Watchman's flashlight, so like a big heavy one.
Two never hurts.
Two never hurts.
Yes. Is that like what's the range on that flashlight? Very close.
It says one harm hand. I don't know. I think the reference is like if it were to be a bludgeoning weapon, but I figure it would work as like a regular flashlight.
Da-na-na-na. Flashlight.
You basically have to be right up on somebody to hit him with that, which you can do.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna, but you know. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll pocket the other flashlight.
Okay. So is everybody heading into the house?
Let's go.
Yeah.
1A. All right.
I'm gonna enter behind spooky tiny child and scary agency guy.
Oh wait, I had already. Well, never mind.
Were you in already?
Oh, I was like going like a cop left, so I just fucking just like whoop, and then went.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't got to be connected to you at a hip. I am suspicious of these other two people. I don't know them very well, but at the same time, like I understand that like we got to go inside the house.
Sometimes the one in the back's at most
Listen.
risk.
We'll get there when we get there. I guess
We'll get there when we get there. I'm going in last
All right. So let me pull
with
this.
both flashlights.
Super
We
bright.
have got-
Mr.
You guys are
Flashlight.
basically right here, and actually, I have your stuff. So
Oh my gosh, look at you all fancy.
I got fancy.
Oh wait, I'm not
Fancy
looking.
boy.
All right.
Wow.
Ooh,
So
that's cool.
here's what we've got.
Oop.
So this is the front of the house.
Is this a Photoshop
Yeah.
document? Oh my god, I love it.
Is that okay? Sorry.
No, I think it's great. I think it's really smart.
Oh, she's
I'm-
making fun of me already.
I am not.
Oh man,
Yep.
and then Sarah died.
If we do,
Horribly.
And then Sarah died. I don't know what happened.
Bye, Jess.
Never got her story.
if we end up liking this, like what we can do is we can use Roll20, which will just
Yeah.
automatically load the maps and like it'll roll. You can roll dice directly in that. But I just thought like rather than waste a ton of time like trying to get that set up, let's just get like into
No,
it.
this is
and-
great.
All right. So we have got what's the order, I guess? Like who
I
I
wants
think
to
it would be
the first
me.
person?
Yeah.
I would have gone in first.
All right. So let's
As Dawn runs in, I yell out, "Dawn, feel free to look around. I feel like you would probably be the best at this sort of thing, so I'll just hang out while you do that.
Thanks for the permission, man. I don't know.
Not a problem.
I'd like to talk to Atlas.
Yeah?
So okay,
Something wrong
and
there?
then we've got where's the creepy kid? Naomi?
I'm next to him. I'm probably like looking up at him.
It doesn't have to be like super exact, but there's generally where you are. So from this main hallway, you can see there is a stairway that goes upstairs. Let's see, 1 second. Use a different screen, otherwise I reveal stuff.
Dun dun dun!
Right? Okay. There is.
Wait, that's not the thing that I need to look at. This is the thing.
So yeah, directly ahead of you, there is a staircase that leads upstairs. The lights are on in the house. And off to the left, over here, you can kind of see a big open room where there's like painting supplies and like plastic sheeting, and it looks like furniture is covered up. Like it basically looks like somebody has fairly recently moved in, like maybe within the last few weeks or few months maybe, and they're just like doing home improvement stuff. And then this is just a hallway leading back. And then here there is another similar room that is largely unfinished. It doesn't really have any furniture in it yet. There's not a lot going on in that room. All right. Does anybody want to use any powers or anything?
I want to investigate a mystery, but like, where was the disturbance? Like, I'd want to find where like the painting supplies and everything was like all fucked up and messed up.
With that, I would like to help her out.
Okay. Let's see what we've got here.
I am watching them do that thing.
Yeah. Use those good eyes.
All right, so I'm just looking through some of the different rooms that I've got here. Make sure I'm doing the right ones.
Which room was the lady just painting the front hall, or like where was she at when she was attacked?
Okay, so yeah, in here you can see just generally in this space, like it looks like there have been a lot of things that have been like kind of thrown about. There's a bunch of plastic sheeting that has been kind of all shoved to one side against the wall here, that you can see. Like you could probably see into there, and it looks like a ladder is like toppled over, and you can see paint across the floor.
Okay.
So if you wanted to check that out,
I'm gonna go over there and check that shit.
all right. Let's see. I'll move you.
I'm gonna roll for the help out. I have 12 total.
Yo.
So
You really?
It says I have +2 cool. It says on 10 plus, your help grants him +1 to the roll.
Okay. So, all right. So Dawn has. What is your weird?
Mine?
Yeah. Is that what
I have
you're?
plus.
Oh, you're investigating. That is.
Yeah. I would do a. I want to use my shapeshifter ability, so like keeping my face away like kind of use super smell ability to see if like is
Smellability.
this like yeah. That's you coined it, TM. I want to use that to help. So I get +1 to investigate a mystery. Yeah. So let's
All right,
do
and
that.
then
Oh boy.
So you'd have +2.
Yeah, which I probably will need.
what is your
Yeah. Well,
screen not sharing?
it should be.
It's
Well,
not
it was
sharing.
It's not what? Okay, hang on. Hang on.
Good chance
Why did
to
here.
adjust things.
Like,
No, I'm gonna be honest. Unless it's okay, but no, I defo rolled a 3. +2 is not gonna do it. So I don't know. Shit.
all right.
Yep.
So
Who has a good sharp?
Me.
I think you only gave her a +1, so she's got a 4. So go ahead and mark a.
No, I have +2 because I used my shapeshifter ability.
Oh, wait, you're
I mean, it still sucks. Yeah.
Okay. He's got the 3 + 2 is 5 plus his 1, which is a 6, which is actually still a.
Isn't that like a mixed success?
No, it'd be a failure. No, because I got a +1 from him, and then I get a +1 to investigate a mystery when I use a shapeshifter ability.
Ah.
So
Yes,
basically,
7 to 9.
yeah. So it's a failure no matter what.
So it's just you can't ask any questions.
Nope. I don't know what's going on.
So, okay. So I would say you check around the space, and you don't really see anything other than it's just disheveled. You can see maybe just some like scrapes where ladder like crashed against the wood floor.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, the room is fairly quiet. There's nobody in here. The it's still fairly well. It's well lit. Okay, so like, who else?
Yep, that's paint.
Say, well,
Yup,
this
super
does not
pain.
appear to be what we're looking for. Shall we see what Sarah's up to?
Sorry. Sure.
I went the other way. I went towards it looks like
We're going to be walking somewhere towards wherever you are.
okay.
Yeah,
So you
cool.
guys went left. I'm gonna go right. And I'm
Oh.
gonna
Like split up. Okay.
yeah, well I mean why not?
Split
That's
the
like the
party.
smartest it's the smartest thing to do in monster situations.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I've never seen Scooby Doo.
Where's
That's
Naomi?
a lie. I'll take Naomi with me. If she'll come with me.
Let's go. This is funny, Mr. Snuggles.
all right.
I like
Let's
this music.
Yeah, the soundtrack's on point.
Okay.
So you guys are in this other main room. Let me look up real quick.
So, Sarah,
That's-
you know what?
So here there is a covered piano and a fireplace, and there's a painting that kind of makes you feel a little bit unsettled.
Okay.
A kind of an Ebenezer Scrooge looking guy in the painting. That you just don't feel. It just feels very like heavy.
Okay. Can I squint? Can I like move closer and investigate the painting?
You're just gonna squint at them across the room.
What have you got here? You got sharp.
I do have sharp. I have a +2 to sharp.
Okay.
Let me
Let's see what that does.
Sure. We'll roll 2. I got a 3 and a 1, so 4 + 2 is 5.
Mm.
I think that's a failure.
Wait, you got an 8.
Huh?
Plus 2? No.
That's melee.
Oh, sorry. Oh boy.
I had the wrong one.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Is mine not sharing? Oh, it
That
might not.
is.
It's showing.
Okay.
Yeah, I
It's
saw.
showing, but it didn't roll yet.
Oh. I had a 5.
So that would
No,
make it.
Yeah. Yes.
So it'd be like 7 with a sharp.
It'd be 7 with my sharp, yeah.
It says you can ask one question. Do you see the list?
Yes. Is this investigate a mystery?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I do what is being concealed here on the painting?
Okay. So I think when you look at the painting, you see, you notice that the fingers around the painting are actually touching a small red key that is around. It is worn around the neck of this character.
Okay.
And it just, for some reason, it just sticks out to you in if you look at it.
Gotcha. Cool.
I
When you
would
arrive.
to. I'd like to have a mental conversation with Mr. Snuggles. So, Mr. Snuggles tells me to listen very carefully in the room. What is not seen by human eye.
Okay.
Like to. I would
Pretty-
like to know if there's anything invisible, such as spirits or magical influences here. Mr. Snuggles, tell me.
All right.
Myself.
What do you have to roll against? Weird?
I think so. It's a move that I have. It says I can see the invisible things, spirits and magical influences. I can
Yeah.
connect with them.
It's the sight. Is that what you're using?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Sarah's not paying attention to me and she's looking at the painting, so she can't see me.
I'm not looking at melee
Yeah, she can't see me. She doesn't know I'm good.
or Naomi.
All right. So, yeah, just go ahead and roll a weird then.
Okay, so 2 6s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
6 plus 2 is 8.
Plus you're weird.
Yes, that's 8. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your weird is +2, right?
Yep.
All right, so you got an 8. Let me see if this has any negative effects.
Da, da, da.
Mystery. No, you don't have any negative effects on that. All right. So from that, you get the feeling that somebody is right now watching you in this room. And it's not the painting.
Spooky music for spooky atmosphere. Oh my god.
I like it.
Do the two of us get into the room?
You actually get the sense that there is a heaviness in this space, and it feels like almost like you can, like it is projecting into your mind a little bit, that like it is very, you can't tell the exact emotion, but you can tell that it is excited that somebody has seen that key
Hmm.
in the paint, and then it's gone.
Hmm. Like a fleeting feeling.
You don't feel it anymore.
Hmm.
All right. All right. So who do we have? Where is?
I think Dawn and Atlas were heading back towards us.
Yeah.
Where have you guys? All right. So let's do these two. We'll just move them here. So you guys are kind of grouped.
So I say to them, so did you find anything interesting?
Huh? No, nothing.
Nothing? Nothing at all?
I mean, this room is creepy. There's this weird Scrooge sort of looking guy. And I don't know, this whole house has like a bad feel to it, you
Oh,
know?
definitely.
Shouldn't that be like your thing, Sarah? You mean
Hey.
you write about that all the time?
You
That's
know,
how you get work.
You have quite the publication.
Oh, have you read my publication?
Oh, yes.
Oh, fantastic. I didn't know I had fans here.
Mister, why'd you help me?
What?
I know of you, Naomi.
No. Naomi is known.
I feel like you probably have a sense of what's going on here. Do you? Naomi?
Naomi, are you gonna share? You don't have to. I mean, it's up to your character.
I'm just asking her. It's up to her.
Would prefer that.
Snuggles, we should cooperate with them.
What?
Sorry, it got garbled.
Yes, I will share. I felt something kind of weird when I walked into this room, almost like heavy and excitement. But I don't think it's from that guy. And so I point at the painting.
So you think we should look around more?
Yeah.
Yeah? Any
Oh,
ideas?
Hey, I've got another awesome idea.
What's that?
Okay.
What's your name? I know her, and I'll point at Sarah, but I don't know you or you.
I've been calling her creepy small child in my head.
Why are we in this creepy house together?
Well, my name is Atlas, and I work for a corporation in Britain. They're based in Britain. And they deal with certain... Chris, could you, like, lower that? Or because it keeps
sure.
cutting out as people talk. So we deal with monstrosities. We deal with anything that will harm good, normal people. Of course, I don't necessarily agree with my corporation's ideals, so...
Okay.
Mr. Snuggles
I'm
has
very
a
open.
conversation in my mind, and he tells me that Atlas is someone that I help with.
That you're supposed to help?
No, I'm not. Like, he's someone I should be weary of. Watch him.
Okay, that's fair. I've been taking notes the whole time he's been talking.
Okay, so I'm going to assume the teddy bear is Mr. Snuggles.
Yeah, Mr. Snuggles and I have been together for a very long time.
Oh.
Mr. Snuggles tells me that there's something in this house that I need to do, and that what he's looking for is here. So I'm going to help Mr. Snuggles. And then you guys were here. And then that guy caught me. He saw me.
Well, my name's Dawn, and I'm a PI. So now that we have been introduced proper, although I guess one more, I'll look at Sarah, even though most people know you.
I guess. I mean, I've never met any of you except Dawn. But yeah, I mean, I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
So I think as you guys are talking, You actually hear a boot step
A boot step.
I don't like that thing.
Whoops. Yeah.
just above you,
Hear
Um,
dubstep.
and so it sounds like there's maybe somebody that might still be investigating upstairs, like directly in the room above you.
I'm
And
gonna
who
like
heard it?
rest my hand. Oh, go ahead.
And as you stop talking, the footsteps immediately stop.
I'm gonna put my hand on the holster of the magnum that I have, and head towards the stairs to go upstairs.
Is there anywhere I can hide in view? Because I am not about confronting an unknown entity head on, personally. Like,
Yeah.
are there like closets or anything like that?
Are you sure you don't
Um,
want to come with us?
I don't know.
If you go in the middle, I feel like you would be pretty safe. Just my opinion.
Okay. You don't have to answer that, Chris. It's okay. So is it coming from
I'm just looking to see
upstairs?
if I can put in closets.
No, it's
But
okay.
there is.
Did you? No, not did you? Did we hear the footstep come from upstairs or like behind us?
It is definitely upstairs.
Okay.
So I would also say from this room, like you guys are totally welcome to go upstairs, and face the scary thing.
The sound.
There is also a you can see into the kitchen, and maybe I would say you could see the kitchen and maybe a bathroom, just like off of the kitchen and off of the hallway.
Oh,
So
You
there's
okay?
like
yes, I'm good. I'm just dying over here in real life.
and like as you guys are deciding if you could go and check that out, you also hear water running. It seems to be in this general area. Like somebody basically was just washing their hands and just left the water on.
So should we go into the kitchen or should we go upstairs?
Was that a sound that had been going since we entered, or did it just start?
It just started.
The water just started.
Oh, good.
That's
Okay.
That's
I
my
think towards
favorite.
the kitchen.
I'll follow after the kid, I guess, since
Right. Going
And
out.
I'll follow Dawn. I feel I would follow Dawn.
Okay.
Mr. Snuggles urges me to go towards the water.
Everybody's going in towards
hey,
the
maybe don't just
kitchen?
announce.
Atlas, are you going in there
Yeah.
too?
Yeah.
All right. So do you let's just say as you're going in through there. All right. So it is a kind of an old looking kitchen, vintagey, but you can definitely hear the water sound is coming from the bathroom, and so in the kitchen it looks somewhat lived in. So this person has been there at least a few weeks. They've got the kitchen unpacked. There's some different like pots and pans type stuff on the stovetop, and there is a knife rack above the sink.
I'm not going under the sink because that's a terrible decision if there's a knife rack there. But there's nobody in there. The water is coming from the bathroom.
Yep. The water is definitely coming from the bathroom.
That's a Devil May Cry sound.
Yeah, right. And okay, so yeah, as you all enter this room, you can see that also every cabinet door is open, and it just feels very unsettling.
Well, this sucks. I'm gonna head towards the bathroom though, like cautiously.
I'll also.
And all right, so let's see. I'm gonna have everybody roll a. Well, actually, it's up to you. It's up to you if you roll a read a bad situation.
Yep,
Okay.
I'll do that thing.
I would also do that thing.
I will also read a bad situation.
What do I? That's plus sharp.
It's sharp, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do that one.
Oh, please stop rolling. Okay, well, that's not the worst ever.
Do I roll 2 or 1?
I got an 8 plus 2. I have a 10.
I got an 8.
Do I roll 2 6s?
Yes.
I have an 8 total.
So okay, so we've got a.
My dice disappeared.
Oh yeah, I don't see them.
What do we have again? Sorry, let me know. Just
I have a 10 total.
Rawr.
and
I got an 8.
I also have an 8 total.
I need to refresh this. My dice aren't rolling. Come on.
10 and 8 and let's see what Liz has got a 7. Do you have a plus sharp on anything?
I have a plus 1 to sharp, so I have an 8.
Okay, so good. And
I have a 6 plus 1, 7.
okay. All right. So I think that who got the 10?
Me.
All right. So I think, what does that have? It normally has
3 questions.
3 questions. Let's see where those are at.
I'll be right back though. I'm gonna grab a burger.
Okay.
That sounds so
What?
good.
For real?
As her character and as herself.
I'm gonna go grab a burger. The small child shouts.
And Naomi's just like, fuck this, I'm gonna go get food. The 10-year-old runs out the door. Yeah, we
So
get
the
one
person's
question,
got a 10.
except Jess gets
I'm gonna
3.
give you like a free. Actually, I'm just gonna let you know. So like,
yeah, it's fine.
you are able to dodge out of the way as one of the plates from the cabinet in the kitchen whizzes past your head and smashes against the wall.
Oh shit. Okay. So
behind you.
we got all right. So we walked in and like everything started jingling, and then suddenly a plate just shot at my head. Right.
Yep.
Cool.
So you actually don't take any damage.
Cool. Into it.
Back.
I think my read a bad situation. Okay, Melee, you missed it. So like all the plates and stuff are all moving around, and one just shot at my head, and I managed to dodge out of the way. For my read a bad situation, I'm going to do what's the biggest threat. Obviously, I think it's the stuff that's flying around, but like, is there anything we haven't noticed, or is it just straight like things are going to start flying everywhere?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so I think from the you notice from the bathroom that it has kind of steamed up, and the water is still on, but you do see like a shadowy patch, kind of like in just the point where the steam. So you can tell that it's hot water that's on in this bathroom. Just where the steam is kind of hitting the light, there's like an absence of light that kind of passes through that, and it has a human form that is heading towards the back of the house, like basically down the hallway
Okay. Yeah.
this way. Okay, so then everybody else, I would say, let's see. Take 1 damage. And the person who got a 7 take 2 damage as the knife rack above the sink comes off the wall.
Who rolled a 7?
I think
I would
tags
like
you.
to protect someone.
Okay, sure.
So that would be 10 total.
10? All right. So you what does it say for
It says choose an extra. Okay. It says I can. It says you suffer little harm, -1 harm. All impending danger is now focused on you. You inflict harm to the enemy. You hold the enemy back.
Okay. So yeah, do you have armor?
I would assume so. I never saw a number.
I think that's pretty reasonable for your character to have some.
I have battle
Sort of.
awareness, which adds +1 armor.
Yeah. Then I think
Oh, okay. So yeah, you've got +1 armor. And if you got a
Well, I mean,
10,
would I have armor? Other types of armor? I don't know.
what do you have other types of armor?
No, I'm just asking. I didn't notice any numbers, but
Oh, okay. That's fine. Some characters do. I mean, if you've got that as an ability for like battle awareness, then you can just count that as like that you've got 1 armor.
okay.
Um,
Oh wait.
So
Oh, I do. It says you get either a flak vest or a combat armor. So I'm gonna have the flak vest, so I have 2 armor.
okay. So yeah, if you've got 2 armor, then that knife it does connect, but it doesn't puncture through. And the
So I jump. What happens is that I jump in front of who was 7.
Me?
I jump and the knife hits me in the chest, but it bounces off.
all right. So is that Naomi that got the 7?
Yes.
Right. So you actually don't take any damage. You lucked out.
I say
Um,
don't worry about it. It's fine.
Thank
Can I-
you, mister.
Do we have inventory in this game? Like, do we pick?
Yeah,
up and stuff?
you definitely have items.
I'll take one of those and stash it.
Are the plates all still
Oh,
moving?
you can take one of the knives. Okay,
Yeah.
go for it. Awesome.
Is
Yeah,
everything
you got your first weapon. Oh wait, was the flashlight? The flashlight's the first weapon, but still.
Ooh.
Very cool. All right. So
Wait, is everything flying around in the room?
okay. As that happens, like that is very fast. It is very quick, and it just kind of happens all at once, and it's about the time that Jess notices that character going into the hall that basically
So
things like stop
what was
and the
supposed to
room
happen?
totally still.
Sorry. I would inflict harm on the enemy at the same time. So I would throw that knife into that direction.
Okay.
So I sensed.
The direction that the knife came from, or the direction that the figure left from?
I feel like I would know that there's some enemy if I have
Okay.
that type of skill.
Okay.
I'm just. It's up to Chris, but
Oh, you can do it.
says on the protect zone.
Right. So let's see. If you throw the knife, let's do a. I'll just let you throw it. It's totally fine. So you throw the knife, and it
Does
sticks
nothing.
in the wall like a dart,
Okay.
and
Was that necessary?
you actually don't hear anything.
Okay. It appears it was not necessary.
Is that necessary? It appears not.
What you hear is you just hear the knife kind of like twang, and kind of like rock back and forth in the wall.
Okay.
You do still hear the water coming in from the bathroom.
Jess, would Sarah have pointed out the figure?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Or
I'm
would that
gonna,
have
I'm
just gone
gonna.
too fast?
Well, the stuff stopped moving, right?
Yeah, there's it doesn't feel like there's anything going on in the kitchen.
Okay.
It's just kind of like a
Well,
general
that fucking sucked.
disarray. Like chairs are kind of like pushed aside. It just kind of looks like a little like storm went through. Spice rack is like knocked off the wall.
Well, that was spooky.
All that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm gonna motion for Dawn to like come, and I'm gonna head towards like the hallway. I mean, it would be motioning for everybody, but like I saw a thing. I'm gonna follow the thing.
Look at you, brave girl. I'm gonna be like nursing the knife wound that I just got.
You did get a knife wound.
So
gotta
I have
get
a question for you
caught
guys.
like reflexes.
Because you're going after some different things. Does anybody have like any clues about what they think the thing is?
But I
It's a
could use
ghost.
powers to
Or a
spot.
poltergeist.
Do we have a list of monsters?
I'm collecting clues constantly as we go.
So
No, I have no idea what we're following. But I'm compelled to keep going. Like I have to know.
Like, where does this fit into Amanda's like view, or not Amanda? I'm sorry. Sarah's view of, because she thinks there's.
So Sarah believes monsters are real. She believes, well, so she doesn't know that Liz is a werewolf, and she's very skeptical on certain monster things. She's encountered supernatural things, but has never seen like a full-fledged monster in the flesh. Like, but she like truly believes that they exist, but she also like thinks that there's a lot of fakers out there. Which is why she started writing an article to like get her point across that like monsters are real, but not everything you hear is true. So that's why like in my head, I would imagine that like she'd run into Naomi, and like as the story would go on, she'd immediately be like, I don't know, this kid's weird. Like, I don't think that like this bear is talking to her, sort of thing. Like that sounds fake.
like what's her state of mind at like right now? With
right now is like,
she has just seen some real shit like the first time.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, she's probably scared, but at the same time, like the other thing that's like the character class of the Flake, one of the things that compels them is to like search for deeper mysteries. And I actually chose a lot of like they had one of the choices they had was the way that their eyes look. And you can have like wild, crazy eyes, or you could have really focused eyes. And I chose searching eyes. So I feel like Sarah's open to like the idea of the reality of the situation, but is like kind of freaking out, but also like feels like she can't just turn and run right now. Like she needs to know what's happening. Cause like this is the first time that like she came here on a whim. Like she got like a tip from Dawn and was like, there's spooky stuff going on. And Sarah was like, yeah, okay, sure. Like has been following stories throughout the countryside. So like she's like, this is like in her head, she's like, this is big. This is like the biggest scoop I've ever run into. So she's like ready to go.
That's awesome. All right. So what about everybody else? Are they like do they feel like prepared?
I'm kind of shaken and kind of scared
Do
because
they
all
feel
the
like
stuff
they have like the
moving around,
tools to
and
go
like
after this
hurt,
thing?
and then like just seeing Atlas defend me, like you know how kids when they're put in really stressful situations they get kind of upset or they like shake. So I'd be probably very scared and hold Mr. Snuggles even tighter and feel some guilt because Mr. Snuggles was like, don't trust Mr. Atlas. But then I'm like, well, Mr. Atlas was really nice and he almost took a knife for me. So it makes me question a couple of things in my brain about what's happening.
Sure.
My morals, like, oh, you know.
That 10-year-old brain.
10-year-old. Mr. Atlas isn't so bad. So I think if people start to leave, I'd like to be the last one and look into the kitchen one more time to use my sight once more to see if there's a clue or something that I could maybe.
What about Dawn?
I'm pissed. I just got a knife thrown at me for no good reason by some weird spooky ghost. We're gonna have a discussion about what just happened.
Let me ask you guys this. Does anybody have anything that would fight a goat, that would harm a ghost?
Yes.
No.
No.
So you telling me that bullets don't harm ghosts?
They're ghost bullets.
Something.
Someone get the salt.
I'm just saying that's something to maybe think about.
That I mean, you're right.
I think that I'm not, but because I didn't see the figure and I was freaking out too much and I was too upset, I didn't see what Jess had seen. So I don't know anything. I'm just upset. Holding Mr. Snuggles. But thank you, Mr. Atlas.
Not a problem.
Sorry.
I know that Dawn is kind of reckless though, so that's why. Like, I got hurt. I'm angry. I'ma get it. Thought process.
Awesome. All right. So I think something to think about is like you don't have a really great way to this thing. And you don't really have a great way of detecting like where it is.
I can communicate with it though, but I need to know if it's even there. So, you know, because Sarah hasn't communicated with everybody quite yet, you know, since I don't know anything, so I'm just like there. So I guess then out of complete and utter tears, I guess I shout out into the room itself. What are you doing? And then I cry and I'm sad and I'm very upset and I'm like crying like, oh, you almost hurt me. No, this is not what I wanted. And then I start to get like angry and upset in my own little space. So I'm like shouting out into the room because I can communicate with something that's not there, but I'm just shouting out in general to see if anything would answer me. Because I'm a kid.
I just want to be clear that you want to get its attention.
I can communicate with it.
I think she's just throwing. I don't think that she would have any sort of like, and I might be speaking for Maylee at this point, but I feel like as a 10-year-old, she's just kind of like overwhelmed and angry and just like shouting to shout.
And so it is the choice of said spirit, if it is there at all, if they want to communicate with me, but I can communicate with them. That idea exists there.
I need to run to the bathroom really quick. I'll be back in like a couple
I'm
minutes.
shouting and I'm upset and I'm crying and Mr. Atlas almost got hurt too. What's wrong with you? Cries. Here.
Does anybody want to?
I will act under pressure.
Is anybody curious about the bathroom?
Can you come
Yeah,
near me?
I want to stick my face in there and look in it.
Okay, it's just
We're crying.
so since the figure has walked up, you guys don't know that. It's just Jess that knows that. She didn't share it.
Mhm.
But you get the sense that there's nothing really in here. The bathroom is foggy. And so there's maybe a lot of steam coming from the sink. Like it's like somebody cranked the hot water on full blast.
I'm gonna turn it off.
All right. So let's see. I'm actually just going to move you. And I'm just going to assume that other people are maybe just kind of like milling around towards the center. So from where you're standing at the sink, you look up and in the mirror, you see the face of a girl.
Do I
Okay.
recognize her?
Don't. She is actually through the mirror. It looks like she is standing right behind you. Actually,
Oh fuck that! I'm gonna turn around real fast. Oh, I hate that.
but when you turn around, there is nothing there.
Nope. Bye. Out the bathroom. Nope. If I look back at the no, I already ran out.
I'll give it to you. I'll say
Unless she, I mean, you're the keeper,
catch,
so.
I don't think that you saw what it was, but you definitely saw that something was written on the mirror.
Damn it.
So you are out in the hall, and I would imagine that everybody has seen you.
Probably would have
and,
been like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
So, since it's like 9, I'm just gonna kind of gather it there, and I'm gonna say that as she looks back in the mirror, you can see written in the mirror, there are 2. That's all it says, is just that there's all 2. So there, you know that there's more than one ghost.
Great. Great. Good.
Okay. So, yay.
Cool.
Yay!
All right. So, what did we just do? Like a quick 5 minutes of like, what did
Yeah,
everybody
sure.
think? Like, this is my first time running a game. So, is there something that was like would improve?
I like
stuff for
more
people, or-
like visual or storytelling from you. So I mean, it's hard to just throw it right in from the beginning, but like
Sure.
in dialogue between, say, you take control of an NPC and you act as
Okay.
that NPC and then you talk to us type of thing.
Okay, I can do that.
I think that as we keep playing, you're gonna get more comfortable as a game master and as a keeper. So I feel like it's just a matter of getting used to how Monster of the Week works.
Sure.
I really liked the visuals you made. I think they're really cool. I really
I
liked
agree.
I really liked the music. And I think we did pretty good. I know that I personally need to work. I think you hit it pretty hard when you were asking me like how I felt about the situation. I need to work on my character's motivations in regards to things because I have like 4 different ideas and I'm worried like I feel like I'm getting them jumbled. So like I was a little all over the place. And again, we're just like it's the first session and we're working on getting all of our characters figured out.
Well, maybe your character's all over the place.
I mean, she is a little bit. So
It all
but
comes out.
yeah, I
Doesn't have to be all at once.
I agree a little bit with what Scott said. I think having like an NPC interaction would have been cool, but I understand that I know when I first started playing role-playing games, even as like a player, I had a really hard time with that. So like it's cool. We can transition into it. You don't have to go like super ham right off the bat. But I think like inter-character interactions would be really cool. Overall I had a really good time. This was really fun, Chris.
I
Ah,
like this a
cool.
lot.
So yeah, I just wanted to make sure also that this was like kind of the style that people were expecting. Like some RPGs are like very like level up stat heavy, and this kind of is not that.
Yeah, I've never played this kind of game before. I like it. It's different and I think it's really fun. Cuz we're just kind of like either we can split up and do different stuff or we can periodically work through things. I think the map layout's really cool and I like how you did that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That really helped.
Mm-hmm.
And so the music was that like I know Scott, like what was the what happened
Yes, just
there?
with
Like, it
Hangouts,
cuts out?
that when someone else talks, it cuts you out. You know, it pushes the most volume to the person talking. So it's just that the music will just keep going in, out, and then it's really loud for a second. And I don't know.
I wonder if there's a way I'm on is everyone on headphones?
No.
Yeah.
I'm on headphones.
I was going to say I think wait, who isn't on headphones?
Me.
Okay. I was going to say we could make like a Spotify playlist that has music and just play it like in our own ears so we wouldn't have that problem. But
Sure.
yeah, I don't know. I understand what Scott's saying. It didn't bother me very much because I knew that was just how Hangouts worked. But I understand how it could be kind of like distracting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could try some different things.
Yeah, I
too.
mean it's
like,
a learning.
it does kind of like add some ambience. To
No, I
it.
liked
Yeah,
the music. I
that's
thought it was
good.
cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was charming and cute. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Maylee.
I've never played RPG games before. That's why I was like, oh, like, this is fun, and that's why I'm very into my character because
I love your character.
I
Really
someone
cute.
I could see myself channeling. So I could see myself as a 10-year-old with talking to a stuffed animal, which being super weird.
That's
So,
awesome.
like-
So like the toughest challenge for me is like putting enough detail in.
hmm
Right? Because I don't want to like put so much detail in where it feels like you're not in control, right? Because then I might as well just write a book
Yeah.
rather than like a game. But like, I don't want to like put too little detail in there where
You don't want to
you're
waste
just-
your time because it usually RPGs go in the direction of where the players take it in a way.
like I definitely want the players to be the hero in this and not just like, is this what Chris wants me to do? I don't want it to be like that.
You don't want to. I think it's called railroading. You don't
Yeah,
want to
you're not-
You don't want to railroad it.
Yeah.
I don't think you're railroading as much as like since this was the very first session, like the beginning of any story is still kind of